Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wallaby Tier 2. I am your host, Dynasty Sparrow. We are here in Australia tonight. Looking forward to a very good battle on track between the likes of Broadstar and Uffenhoof. They are both of the contenders battling it out to see who will prevail at being the number one driver for the season. As we wait for everyone to put their setups on, we've got a full grid tonight. So I'm hoping it goes better than what Tier 3 did. And yeah. So we have 7.5 minutes of quali to sit through. Everyone will probably set a lap soon just as a banker. And then the fun will really begin. Now I'll check to see if there is any constructors battles in the division while I'm at it. As we have one of the first cars to come out onto the grid will be a Visa, and that is Uffenhof. So the actual constructors for this division is pretty much set out. The Racing Bulls have actually won it. I don't think it's possible for the Red Bulls to catch up, even if they have a very good weekend. So congratulations to them. But yeah, all eyes will be on the pairs of Broadstar and Uffenhoof fighting it out for that P1, P2. P3 is pretty much sorted with Squash Josh taking out the P3 in the standings. So brilliant effort from him all season. But that fourth spot is up for grabs. So the likes of Coda, Shifty, Ozgokan and Aussie Monero could all potentially fight out for that P4 spot, which would be an awesome battle to see as well. As we are about to get the first of the qualifying laps started for Tier 2 for the final race. Am I really? Is that better Left 4 Dead, or do I need to turn it up? Let me know. As Uffenhoof heads through Sector 1, burns a little bit of the battery, still got about 80% to play with. He's in medium, goes up to 7th, pulls back down to 3, heads into the left, right to left, gets it done brilliantly, comes out at the end of Sector 1 and the start of Sector 2. He will see a purple sector. If I am still quiet, let me know. Sparrow, mate. As Uffenhoof comes down Sector 2, so this is where we saw a lot of incidents in Tier 3. People just not giving the space. Turn it up a bit. Alright. I'm going to... You're going to see my main screen for a second, but... Should be... Alright, we should be good. That should be better. We should be good now. Alright. Coming into the final bit of the lap, Uffenhoof is flashing red fuel, but it will be a 1:15.8 because I did Alt Tab. As you see, Maxi Boy is finishing his lap. Coda finished his with a 1:16.5. What will Maxi get? Maxi will put a banker in of a 1:16.4 all the times. We'll be out of whack because I did Alt Tab. So bear with these first couple laps. They're going to be a bit choppy to begin with. But it's going to be great to see a full grid for racing, that's for sure, as long as they can keep it clean and tidy and let the two championship battlers battle it out, not to cause them any grief. We're in for a treat here. There's Plugger is on his lap, so he's down to about 35% battery, heading into the end of Sector 2, into the graveyard section, where a lot of people do crash out, fortunately cutting the chicane or bidding it straight out of that turn. Coming into Sector 3, he's got a lot of traffic in front of him, so hopefully everyone realises that there are cars coming. Broadstar goes pole with a 1:15.017, so brilliant time from him. I'm sure Uffenhoff can improve a lot more than what he has set. So we'll wait to see him come back out. Plugger coming around at the final corner. He's got about 15% battery left. Puts the foot down, puts the battery on. What will he run? He'll run a 1:16.5. So he's only good enough for P12 at the moment. We've got Farmer Sam, who's on a lap. So he's reserving. So we'll watch him finish off his lap. Try to give everyone as much air time. But the primary focus for the race will be definitely the championship battle in Broadstar and Oof. But as it stands, Aussie Monero is sitting in between them both, so it's going to make things interesting. So currently as it stands, Broadstar's leading by 1 point for the driver's standing. So all Uffenhoff needs to do is finish in front of him and he will win. All Broadstar needs to do is just be in front of him and he'll win. So it's going to become a very interesting battle towards the end of this race. As Farmer Sam run a 1:16.495. Shifty's finishing off his lap. He's flashing red fuel. He's got about 10% battery to play with. He'll be probably hovering around about the 15 mark by the time he exits the last corner. 20. What will he run? It's looking like a 1:16, probably a 1:16.1. It will be a 1:16.1. Now, Poms is in the first sector, so I'll go straight on board with Squash Josh. Yeah, I'll definitely do that, mate. As soon as he comes back out the pits, I'll jump straight back on board with him. As Josh heading down into the final sector as well. Gets that corner really well done. That's another corner that we saw a lot of incidents in Tier 3. So that's going to be very interesting. He too will have about 20% to play with. Battery comes down, starts burning to the line. This is going to be looking at a 1:15.8 or 1:15.9, pretty close. So he puts it P5 with Joyful putting it P4. And the only other one to set a lap at the moment was Poms, but he has accidentally lost it in the final sector. So he'll be coming in and repairing that wing, I would say, if there is damage. As Cooper is now on a lap, so we'll give him some screen time while Coda is still in the box. Yeah, Broadstar's been really good this season, very consistent. Same with Uffenhoff, they've both been absolutely dominant in this division, so I wouldn't be surprised if they'll be Tier 1 next season and potentially contending the title over there, because they've absolutely smacked the pack by roughly around about the 200 point mark. So, but brilliant seasons by them. Obviously, it's not always just the driver who's the sole reason they win. A lot of times they have good engineers. So engineering does help quite a bit, and could be one of the slowest drivers, but still scoring good points with a great engineer. As Cooper puts a 1:16.5, so not a great lap there from Cooper, but he's reserving in, so glad to see him out on the track. Just is improving on his lap, so we'll stay on board with him. He got a 1:19 first, so I'm sure he'll get quicker. Yeah, so there you go, not too far off. You're left at a 1:15.017. That's pretty quick. But again, quali pace is different to race pace, so it's going to be very interesting. Coda is out on his out lap, so as soon as Jas is done, I will go on board with Coda. I think he might be that Haas right behind him. Yeah, I think they'll get into 114s here for Bolt. Considering that was the banker, so that was pretty good. Jas has got a lot more battery than most other people. Starts burning down the line, he'll be at 117.7. As we'll start out on board with Coda. Starts burning down the main straight, so he's at about 90%. Takes turn one. This is where it can go horribly wrong. Seems to have it done pretty well. Does look like he's lagging a tiny bit, but a tiny bit's alright compared to most. Coming into the back end of Sector 1, he's got his Haas teammate in front of him who is also on lap in Jerobot, so we thank him for joining in at last minute due to a no-show. So thank you, Jerobot, for joining. Coming into the start of Sector 2, he gets a bit wobbly there, so that's going to hurt his time pretty decently. Probably could be looking at low 16s at the moment. Coming toward the left right, he gets that absolutely perfect. Cars moves off to his right, so brilliant race etiquette from the Aston there. Coming into the final sector, takes a little bit of the curb, brilliant exit there. Keeps it in fifth, goes perfect again, comes around the last couple corners. He's running about 20% battery as per, same as everyone else. Starts burning. This will be in the 15s. No, it will be a 16. Sorry, I was right the first time. 16.419. So an improvement, but unfortunately not probably by as much as he wanted to. I believe that's due to the end of Sector 1, start of Sector 2, where he had a bit of a moment. So his teammate is out of battery as well. Whiff is not on a lap. Aban is not on a lap. Magic is on a lap. So we'll start on board with Magic. Magic gets a good exit out of the end of Sector 1 and start of Sector 2. So the car to his left, the Alpine gets out of his way. Brilliant, again, race etiquette from a lot of the grid here, knowing that people are on laps. Broadstar is still in the box. Oh, Magic goes wide, doesn't invalidate somehow. Somehow keeps his lap valid, which is big surprise, but I think that would hurt his time dramatically. It's probably looking like a 16 with that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls into the pits here, but it's looking likely that he's going to try and finish it. No, he doesn't. Pulls in, so Poms is just finishing. No, he's in none, so he ain't setting a lap. Josh is setting a lap, so we'll finish his lap. Actually, no, sorry. Nah, Oof's already completed. So Oof got closer, 15.3, so he was at the 15.5, so he's reeling him in. So it's going to come down to a last-ditch effort, which I will be on board with both of them as they do try and set their last lap. So I'll try to give everyone else as much screen time as possible before the battle really begins. Maxi's not on a lap. Farmer Sam is out of battery, out of fuel. Shifty's finished his lap. Plugger is on his lap. And he is bailed out of his lap. So everyone's coming in to the pits. This will be the final stop. Just waiting for Farmer to jump off the track and Josh to jump into the pits. As we wait for Gerbot to come around, he will be setting his lap pretty early, so he'll be done earlier than everyone else. So he's probably hoping there will be no traffic when he does start his lap. So as it stands, yeah, the Racing Bulls are in a dominant position here in P2 and P3. So could we see some team games trying to help Uffenhof win the title by potentially holding up Broadstar if Uff does get past? It's going to be very interesting strategies here for the Racing Bulls. What do they do? Because one Red Bull is in P1, one Red Bull is in P10. So unfortunately, Broadstar's teammate cannot help him at all. As Gerbot is about to start his lap, so there will be a little bit of traffic. Not much. As he'll be the first one to go over the line and set his time. So he's in a 16s. Can he get lower than a 16? He's got traffic in front of him, who's weaving and, yep, gets out the way. Brilliant. Comes into the right, left to then go back to right. Car off track, which is good. Gets out the way as well. That's another Haas. Coming into the end of Sector 1 and start of Sector 2, he's not improving. He's actually a second down. So he's in none. That's why. Never mind. So the next one will be the Aston of Jas. Actually, let me see where these guys are on the track. Alright, so we'll stay on board with Broadstar, and then we'll head to Uffenhof, I think, because we'll only catch half a lap of the Aston and the Alpine and the Haas in front. So this is it, the final run, minute 20 to go. It all comes down to this. See who can put their car on pole position, unless someone else has anything to say about it. It's looking more likely it's a two-horse battle between Uff and Broadstar for pole. Broadstar starts to back up, gets going, so he's got enough space between him and the McLaren. Puts it into medium, and now he starts burning. Goes down to 85% before turn 1. Comes into turn 1, goes very well out of turn 2. Coming up to turn 3, 4 and 5. Gets him done brilliantly so far. Has a tiny bit of a moment there, but not enough to cost you much. Coming to the end of Sector 1 and start of Sector 2, he's up. He's actually increasing his time, which is very good. It's going to be even quicker. It's going to be in the 14 so far. He's got 40% battery to play with. Are we going to see a 14.9 or a 14.8 or even quicker than that? Can he reach the Left 4 Dead time of 14.7? Goes purple in Sector 2. He's absolutely smoking the track. He's got 6% battery left, but he's worked it out to perfection. Gets an absolutely good launch. Coming into the final sector, he just doesn't need to invalidate here or have any moments. Poms is out, and that is on track, it looks like. Coming down the straight, it's going to be a 114. It will be a 114.7. Holy shit. That's insane. As Uffenhof is coming down to the back end of Sector 3, can he beat Broadstar's time? It's going to be a very, very tough uphill battle. As long as he can place it in the P2 range, he's still in for a chance. Qualifying's not always everything. He comes around the final corner, starts burning his battery. He's got a lot to play with. Will this be in the 14s? It won't. It'll be in the 15s. He's had a bad lap, unfortunately. Still holding P3, so we'll probably see early team orders there for the Racing Bulls. Josh is coming over the line with 15.9. Farmer Sam won't be improving, and Jas will not be improving, and that is your grid order. That is an insane time by Broadstar, 14.7. Followed by Ozgokan and Uffenhof, so expecting team orders there with Magic Shot rounding out the top 4. So this is going to be a brilliant battle between the top 4. You've got the Red Bulls and the Race Bulls like they've been doing all season, battling it out. followed by Maxi Boy, Aussie Monero, Formula Fish, Squash Josh. So the Formula Fish is in a McLaren Sandwich, Joyful, and Farmer Sam rounding out the top 10. So brilliant effort from him. Yeah, unfortunately didn't get his last lap in, but he potentially had another moment exiting sector 1 and 2. Coda. There you have it. Broadstar P1, Ozgokhan P2, Ufanuf P3, Magic Shot P4, Maxi Boy P5, and all the way down to Jas in P20. Yep, it definitely was. 0.6 difference nearly between Ozgokhan and Broad, but again, quality ain't always everything. So it's going to be very interesting. We're going to have a dry race. As long as we have a clean race, it's going to be very, very good. Now, what strategy does everyone go for? Does everyone go for the mediums to hards, or do people do the overcut here? It's going to be interesting to see what the engineers decide. Oh, Ulf always has race pace. So it's going to be, it should be very interesting, I hope. 14.7, mate. 14.721. So very, very quick. As we wait for everyone to select their tyres, put the fuel in. Hoping to see no safety cars here, and it's just a flat out race to the finish. That would be good, because then it all comes down to strategies. Who goes longer, who goes shorter, who gets the undercut, who gets the overcut. But unfortunately, maybe one or two on the grid that could potentially cause a safety car, but hopefully not. As it's counting down, we're about to go green. Here we have 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and they are off. They get a brilliant going. Ozgokhan stays in P2, followed by Ulfanov P3. There's already yellows. Someone is slow at the back. That's Poms, and that is Josh and Jas. And Ozgokhan has fallen down the order. He has crashed, and that is a virtual straight off the bat. So it's already lap 1 carnage. Squash Josh. Ozgokhan still has that wing. Farmer Sam. Oh no. We're getting pens galore. There's 4 different pens with collisions. So Josh is missing that wing. Plugger gets a pen as well. So there's 5 different people with pens. Yeah, I think he might have been tapped. Again, that's probably something for the stewards to have a look at. But that just leaves Ulfanov vulnerable to the Red Bull behind him in Magic Shot. Poms gets another 10 for ignoring yellows, so they might be getting the overtaking glitch. Hopefully not. And we are green again. So unfortunately there's 2 different packs. There's one P13 and below, and then there's one P12 to P1. Broadside gets an absolutely perfect start. He's about a second away now from Ulf. Abar and Farmer Sam are already in the pits, so I would assume they have damage from the carnage. We see Poms in the pits. We see the Ferrari in the pits. We see Squash Josh in the pits. We see the Aston in the pits. So 5 people already in the pits. Broadstar leading Ulfanuf by second, but they've dropped Magic Shot. So this is going to be an all-out battle for P1 and P2. One's got 70%, one's got 80%. Followed by Aussie Monero, following Magic Shot. Form of Fish, Joyful, Maxi Boy, with Matif. Plugger is unfortunately dropped to 1.2 seconds behind. Coda, fitting into P10, right behind Plugger, so he's probably looking to make the move soon. Followed by Shifty, followed by Jerabot, Jas, and Oz Gokhan is making the move around Jas. So he gets that done. Two Door is following close behind them. Fortunately, Aban with the early damage is now playing catch up. Same with Farmer Sam, same with Squash Josh, same with Cooper, and same with Poms. Poms having to serve that extra 10. As we see Yellows, that is Maxi Boy who's around. He gets going again. That's Formula Fish actually, who's around. He gets going. Uvenhoof set to fast slap. He is closing in. This is going to be a battle for the ages. It's now all about staying out of pens. So Uvenhoof will have the DRS. It's going to make for a very interesting 27 laps left. As we see Maxi Boy and Formula Fish into pits, so they both must have had contact with each other, which has now allowed Aban to go through into P14. So a lot of these guys, Shifty, Plugger, Poms, have to serve the 10-second penalty again when they do come in. So yeah, currently as it stands, Uff and Broadstar have gapped Magic Shot. But this is pretty much the best scenario we could have hoped for. No one else battling but them two for the title. Assuming it's been them all season long. We don't want a third party interference. Coming into the main straight. Broadstar conserving his battery quite well here. Sitting on roughly about the 80% mark, so I think Uff was sitting around about the 70, yeah, 80 as well. So he's caught up and he's got the same amount of battery, so at least he's not burning it all to catch up. As we see, Plugger is in the pit, so he's fixing his damage. So the field is going to be spread out quite a bit after that pit stop as well. As Magic Shot is leading another pack with Aussie Monero. Then you got Joyful and with Matif, followed by Coda and Shifty Wizard leading Gerbot. Oz Gokhan now up to P10. So he'll be looking to make these two moves very quickly. As Uff is right on the back of Broadstar. But Broadstar, having a lot of battery to play with, will probably hold the lead. Uff is gaining and gaining, but not enough to pass him here. Will he think about a move here? I don't think so. I think he'll just trail behind and hope he can get that position later, as he gets very, very close to the back of Broadstar. They're currently 3 seconds in front of the rest of the pack. So they're both sitting on the same amount of battery, so they're both being conservative. Sitting around about 70 to 80%, sometimes 90%. Very, very good battery usage from both of them. Aussie Monero and Magic Shot going side by side. Magic Shot still holds that. So brilliant racecraft from them two. Joyful still holding the front of With Matif. I've seen someone say surely this is a red in the division chat, but I don't think it was. It should be a red. I think someone just overtook under safety car and unfortunately caused everyone else to back up. So not in the sense of game glitch, but unfortunately someone has done the wrong thing. See two people there pick up a free second. So we'll go to pens quickly. So we got Shifty with the unfortunate 10, Poms for the unfortunate 10 as well. Obviously overtaking under safety car conditions. Jas with a free, Farmer Sam with free, Pluggy with a free. Tyres where most of the top 12, obviously all the top 12 haven't boxed, so everyone but Tudor on the mediums. So Tudor looking to go the long stint with the hards. And everyone from P13, so Barn, down to Poms, all having to pit early and fix the wings and change the tyres. So they'll be looking to go very, very long and hope there is a safety car. But the more longer we go on, the more gaps are starting to appear. As we go back up to the top. So again, sitting at about a 10% battery difference between Broadstar and Oof. 0.4 is the gap. So close enough if good enough, especially with the DRS. But also, what does Oof do? Does he go for the undercut? Maybe pit a lap earlier than Broadstar. Try and pull the trigger early and take the lead from him that way instead. Or does he go for the overcut? Albeit, would probably put you at about a second to 2 seconds behind by the time you do pit. As they are increasing their gap by about 0.5 a lap, so it's currently sitting at 4.1. Heading down the back straight, Broadstar is burning a little bit of his battery, but they're both on exactly the same battery. Wolf is closing in, but will he try and make the move? He will not. He'll sit right behind. So go on board with him. He got really, really close, which could hurt with the dirty air. He pulls back in, sits behind Broadstar again. Yeah, it's going to be very good to the end between these two. Being a 1 point difference into this within 1 point of each other all the way up until the end is brilliant. So pretty much all it matters is who finishes across the line in front. I doubt they'll come together at all. They're both very, very good at racing. Yeah, they use exactly the same amount of battery. They know when to turn it off, when to turn it on. Yeah, it's brilliant. As we see yellows, that is Oz Gokhan. He's had a big, big snap. He's broken his wing. I can see a part of it on the right side of the track there. So, yep, he'll more than likely be going around to fix that. So now he's fallen down to P12. Fortunately, so having to probably box earlier than he would have wanted to. So he'll come out behind, I think, behind Poms. Especially with that damage, so he would have to fix that wing. As Oof is getting very close, but still not looking to overtake here. They're sitting about 20% battery difference here. But he is very, very close to the back of that Red Bull. As we come around for the end of lap 8 and the start of lap 9. We're staying in single file here. I think they know their battle will come toward the end when moves need to be made. So they're just looking to create that gap for them to start fighting toward the end. With Matif is already boxing off of those meds. So he's gone to the hard, so he's gone for the undercut strategy here. Magic Shot and Aussie Monero are still fighting it out on track. Joyful now has a gap between him and Coda. 5 seconds. Oz Gokhan is in the pits. He pulls the car up just in time. Definitely be fixing that. He'll be definitely going to hards, I assume. Yep. Hard tyre, fixing the wing. It will drop him just below the Alpine. The Alpine comes down the straight. See Oz Gokhan on the right, but yeah, 100%. So he does get Oz Gokhan on track. He still has to pit again with the mediums at 7 laps. Ulfenhof and Broadstar are still fighting it out. 0.5 difference again. Broadstar has about 20% more battery still, but Ulfenhof has the DRS, so he'll just be getting dragged along further and further away. Shifty has swapped positions with Gerbot. As Tudor was right up the backside of Gerbot. Shifty has called it a day on those mediums. He comes in, tries to pull up the car. He does. Perfect timing. He'll be coming for hards. Tudor on those hards would probably be going to about lap. He'd have to push to lap 20. If everyone's boxing off the hards, off the mediums at lap 9. Yeah, we certainly can, mate. Certainly can. That's the gap to leader. So basically, everyone P7 and below are 20 seconds plus to the leader. Coda within 14. Joyful, Magic Shot, and Aussie Minero within the 10-second mark. Aussie Minero actually getting the job on Magic Shot and is now currently gapped Magic Shot. So Magic might have had a moment there. So it's kind of helpful for Ulf just in case there is a safety car. As the next closest battle would be the Aban and Maxi Boy, I think. Aban right on the backside of Maxi Boy. Both fighting it out for 10th and 11th at the moment. Aban has pit already. So is Maxi Boy actually. 7 lap old hard. So they'll both be probably making another stop toward the end. That's right. I'll leave it up for like a minute or two more, and then I'll change it back to the intervals. As we have, Tudor and Gerbot right behind each other. Josh picks up a 3 second. So I'll go quickly to pens. So we have 5 people with track limit warnings and 1 person with the 10-second penalty to serve for the pit stop. Shifty has served his 10 seconds, so now he has nothing, and he's now going to try and catch up to these guys in front of him. So he's got both Astons and then Plugger, who's running out P13. Fastest lap currently is set by Ulf. So that's interesting. At 1 point could help. I think if it ends up being a draw somehow, it goes by race wins, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it to be about 24 seconds, if I'm not mistaken there. Ulf has pit. Here we go. He has come into the pits. He will come out in the best of spots, in the most fresh air he could be. So now he has to put an absolute flying lap in. I'll be able to actually tell you now how long the pit stop is. It's about 18 seconds. 18 seconds is the pit stop. Unless the Racing Bulls have just done an insane pit stop there, he's going to be absolutely trying to smack out the lap here to try and get the jump on Broadstar. The gap to leader is currently under 18 seconds, so that's really good to see for Ulfenhof's point of view. So will Broadstar react to this? Will he jump straight in and dispose of the undercut potentially? Because if this goes on for another lap and he gets another second, could be a very good strategy call here by the Racing Bulls. As Broadstar has kept going, he has stayed out. It's looking very good. It's been about 0.8 so far, I think, 0.9. And we're only done 1 lap. Yellow's in Sector 1. That is a Poms for the win. He gets going again. He is going again. That's good. No safety car will be caused here. So he'll be boxing probably to fix if he has damage, and wouldn't be surprised if there's a retirement because he does have a 10-second still to serve. So it'll be probably lapped, which is understandable. Now it's 16.6 seconds. So this undercut is... Yeah, Broadstar is 100% going for tyre advantage. Yeah. but you're costing yourself probably a 2 or 3 second gap by the time you box. It's hard to say because the tyres won't be that much difference for 2 laps. I think this is a bold call here by Broadstar. I probably personally would have just cut the head off the snake and just boxed earlier. Try to dispose of this undercut. But yeah, it's bringing into 16.1. Probably be about 16 or under 16 by the time he does box. Broadstar is in the pits. You can see it on the map. So where will Ufanov come out? So he'll come out in P1. How far in front will he be? And the other question is, will he be able to hold that lead? He comes flying past the pit. It'll be a 3 to 4 second margin, or it should be, roughly. No, it's pushing 2.5, 2.7, 2.8. Yeah, so about 3 second margin to Broadstar. So will this be enough for Ufanov to win the title? Broadstar would need to put some absolute bankers in to catch up to Uffenhof. And then also, it's one thing to catch, but you have to also overtake. So it's easier said than done. This could be the absolute master strat from the Racing Bulls, but he's already caught up 0.3 so far this lap. Again, they're using the same amount of battery as each other. One has a bit more. So Ufanov has about 16 laps here to hold the lead to claim the title. Broadstar has 16 laps to make an overtake and win the title as well. It's going to come right down the wire. I can see there's a battle between P8, P9, P10 of Aban, Coda and Maxi Boy. So while Uffenhoof and Broadstar aren't close, I will go into these couple pack fighting until they do get much closer. Then we have a battle pack between Shifty, Whizzer, Plugger, Jas, Farmer Sam. Oz Gokhan is 13.1 seconds behind him. Kuba the Bot is 10 seconds behind him. Josh is 1 second behind him. Maxi Boy has left. Now last time I pressed start and tried to invite, it crashed the whole thing. So I'm going to hope it doesn't. Because I am the host. So what I'll do is I just want to confirm with Maxi Boy just before I do invite him that it wasn't a server malfunction. As Broadstar has caught up by about 0.5. Sets a fastest lap as well. Alright, I'm going to try and invite Maxi Boy while not much is happening. I'm going to hopefully not... Alright, we're good. We're good. Servers haven't crashed. We're good. Broadstar's now 1.6 away from Uffenhof. So will the tyre deg difference be enough for Broadstar to retake the lead in the laps to come? Or will Uffenhof be able to outlast Broadstar on those 2-lap older hards? Only time will tell. I've sent Maxi Boy an invite, so hopefully he can join back. Just The AI is on 85, so he shouldn't drop too far back, Maxi Boy. He should probably stay around the same mark, which is good. But we have gaps appearing everywhere. The closest battles are Whiff and Aussie. Maxi Boy is unfortunately boxing due to AI, which sucks. Jas and Plugger are the only other ones fighting for a spot. Coda is now in the back of Tudor. Tudor is still going long though, so probably expect the tyres to fall off. Broadstar is closing in rapidly here. He is within the second. They've both burnt again. They've both got the same amount of battery each, so it's like they know what each other are thinking. Coda and Tudor swap spots before Graveyard. So Coda gets the move done. He's on 5-lap-old tyres. Magic Shot sitting down there in P6. Can he try and make up some ground to get onto the podium again? With Matif, will be trying to hold on to P4, but he's got Joyful right behind him. I think Aussie Monero will come home in P3. He's got a lot of pace here, which is good to see. Joyful's right on the back of Whiff. There is Yellows. That is a Ferrari around of Cooper. He's got going again though. Good, good. That's what we like to see. Joyful made the move on with Matif, I assume during that DRS zone. Got 3 people in the pits. We've got Tudor, Formula Fish and Plugger all boxing. Probably for a new set of hards or mediums. Yep, hards for Plugger, mediums for Formula Fish and mediums for Tudor. Broadstar has taken the lead. Uffenhof is now following Broadstar. 0.3 is the gap. This is going to be an absolutely great battle to the end. Both, again, hovering about between 20% battery difference the whole time. Broadstar looks like he has got absolutely the fastest car on the grid here tonight, especially with that quali time. Cooper the Bot picks up another 3 second. Whiff Matif is in the box. 9 laps only on those hards. It's a very interesting strategy there from the Kick Sauber. We'll jump on board with Uffenhof for a lap, and then we'll jump on board with Broadstar for a lap. As we've got a battle for P13 and 14 with Farmer Sam on the back of Oz Gokhan. Farmer Sam with those much newer tyres. Aban gets the move done on Jas on those much newer tyres. He's up to P10, so can he maybe try and close in and gain some extra points for the Alpines? Yeah, it is Ox, especially the 2-lap tyre delta. Not that big of a deal, but Broadstar just seems like he's got the best pace in the world here. He ran a 14.7 in quali. He's still holding that 0.5 gap all the time to Uff, so being able to conserve just that little bit more battery, it's going to be interesting as we see. That is the Ferrari getting out the way, so very good by Cooper. As we'll now switch to Broadstar for a lap. Uffenhof is close, but unfortunately again, it's just not that close enough. So he probably needs to try and conserve a little bit. Yeah, it's not over until it's over. All it takes is one moment. If he plays it smart, there's always a chance, especially with the battery in this next sector coming up. With the DRS, it can still be anyone's game. Yeah, probably roughly around about the 8% better tyres. Which again, it's not that much. It does help that the tyres are a bit newer, but when they get around the same percentages, like between 30 and 50, they'll probably both feel it the same. Yeah, and that's also the difference. Who's got the higher wings, who's got the lower wings. Could have also affect the tyre deg. Broadstar is currently leading by 0.5 still. So holding that margin between 0.5 and 0.2, Aussie Minero, as I did say, he's looking to secure P3, so brilliant drive from him so far. Joyful has gotten into P4 and is about 2 seconds in front of Magic Shot. Magic Shot has two lap delta tyres on Joyful, so he'll probably be looking to close in at the later stage. The kick is in a Haas sandwich. We've seen, I don't know if Maxi Boy is back in. I did try and invite him. It looks like he's back in because he went none. I would assume that's him back in. Oz Gokhan is right behind, so he'll be just looking just to consolidate some points here. Not having the best of races is Oz Gokhan. He's a very quick driver on his given day. No, I don't think Joyful will get a podium. I think Ozzy Minero has it in the bag. Again, this front two battle is a 0.4 difference the whole time. Now there's a battery difference between them both. About a 40% difference now, so Broadstar is probably going to try and run away with it soon. But again, if you nuke your battery too early, it's game over. We say that Joyful is catching up to Aussie. Well, then again, he just dropped another 0.2. He was below that 2 second mark, so Oz Gokhan is currently on the back of Formula Fish, with Josh following very close behind on those hards. Plugger is very close behind on brand new hards, so he's probably going to be looking to try and get up to about P13 or P12 with those brand new hards if he can make it, which is a brilliant comeback considering a lot of these drivers did have 10 seconds of pens, which is unfortunate. We have yellows. It's another Ferrari. I think he's just moving out the way of the leaders. Yep, Cooper moved out the way. He does move out the way for everyone else, which is good to see. 100% this is a better race than a Tier 3 one was. Josh picks up another 3-second penalty. At least we've had only one virtual, which was lap 1. So it was looking pretty ominous that we're going to have exactly the same race as a Tier 3 was, but it's actually been very good. So it's allowed both of these two drivers to absolutely battle it out to the finish, which they've not been pretty much out of DRS from lap 2 onwards, apart from the undercut. They've been right on each other's tails. But currently, as it stands, it does appear like the tyre difference is making the difference at the moment. Oz Gokhan picks up a 3-second. So he's in a penalty club. Ferrari is slowing down for the likes of the Haas and the Kick Sauber, it looks like. He gets out the way. Good to see, good to see. He starts going again. Shifty's in the box, so he'll be boxing for a new set of hards. He'll come out behind this whole pack. So that, again, yellows is for the Ferrari who's getting lapped. No big deal. But that's an Alpine, very slow on track. Oh, that's Poms, I think. Again, that's Cooper getting out the way. So we'll probably see yellows in sector 1 or 2 soon. Letting the drivers pass. I hope Cooper's just not stopped on track because that will cause a safety car. Just slowly maybe moving to allow them pass. He gets going again. Yeah, Magic has just gotten past Joyful. Again, 2-lap delta tyre difference. He has potential to get to P3 here. But yeah, it's going to be a long way up for Magic to get to Aussie. It's another Cooper just getting out the way of the final car. Tudor picks up a 3-second, so he is now 7th driver to join the penalty club. With yellows, which is Cooper going slow. He may come in a box here, which is looking likely. Just go on board. Yeah, he's in a box. So he's just getting out the way of the leaders. Cooper gets 10 seconds for speeding the pits. Cooper retires. So there you go. Cooper is out, but he was getting lapped for the second time. So probably better to do that rather than come back out on track. As Shifty is now starting to set the laps in. His next target is Oz Gokhan. The tyre delta of 14 laps. I'd say it's going to be a very quick and easy move for him. He's very close to him. He gets the move done. And now he's going to try and catch his pack all the way up to 11th. So if he can make it to him and potentially close the gap to Tudor, he might be on for a P10 here. But with 5 laps remaining, this is going to be one to come down to the wire. Both, again, sitting at exactly the same amount of battery. They're both probably sitting the same tyre, probably between 30 and 40% tyre wear, potentially more. But I think they'll be about at the same wear as each other, like the feel. So now the tyres are pretty identical. It's going to be... It's going to be close. Oh, that's unfortunate, Cooper. I just thought it was your pace. As Coda is on the back of Withmateef with 13 lap old hards. Whiff is up to P6. He cannot catch Joyful. Joyful is right on the back of Magic. Magic is still 2 seconds away from Aussie Monero. He's only got 4 laps to do it. Maxi Boy picks up a 3 second. Again. And there you have it. It's over. Uffenhoof has made a mistake. Damage for Uff. Very, very unfortunate. That is not good to see. But again, it's been an absolutely brilliant battle on track all the way nearly to the finish of the race. He's had a snap at turn 1, and that's all she wrote. You never know, it's still not over. You've got 3 laps left of racing. If Broadstar has a moment, it's going to be game on again. It'll be who's got the more wing damage, but it would appear that Uff is just going to try and bring the car home. Aussie Monero might be able to bring it home for P2, but I think he'll, out of respect, let Uff finish in P2. 100% he did. That battle was, 20 odd laps, so to be identical in battery, to be pushing each other to the very limit, not getting a pen is very good. They both deserve to win, but unfortunately we can only have one. And currently as it stands, unless a mistake's occurred or a late safety car, which is about to be null and void after this lap, it's looking likely that the Red Bull of Broadstar will be your Tier 2 champion. I said unless there is a mistake that's been made, but Aussie Monero is catching at a fast rate to Uffenhof, but I don't think it will be fast enough. I think this was the last lap it could have been caused, I believe. As soon as Broadstar crosses the line, it's done and dusted. But again, it's very easy to lose laps concentration. You might be winning by 10 odd seconds, but all it takes is turn 1 snap. If I was Broadstar, I'd be probably just letting off, knowing that he's got a 10-second gap. Letting off probably as much as possible. Just release the risk of crashing, as Oof does pick up a 3-second as well. So that wing damage does hurt. Bombs is getting out the way of everyone, so brilliant to see. So it's now looking very likely that Aussie Monero or Magic Shot could potentially take P2 here. Magic is looking quicker. Magic has caught the back of Aussie. I'll go on board with Broadstar on his final lap when he reaches it. So these two are closing into Uffenhof, which is unfortunate for him that he's had a moment on turn 1. A big snap, and that's all it takes. But again, a brilliant season by the man. And everyone tonight kept it clean and tidy, which has appeared, which is good to see. As Broadstar is going to be starting his final lap, his championship lap. As heading into turn 1, he gets it done very well. Heading into turn 2, brilliant again. So I'd be nursing the car home now, knowing that he has a higher than a 10-second gap. No need to push anymore. As long as he brings the car home in one piece, the title will be his. Both him and Uff have had a race to remember. Very close to one another all the way through. Uff trying to get that undercut done, but unfortunately, again, having that snap in turn 1 has unfortunately cost him the chance to fight to the last lap. But again, a very good season from both of these drivers. Not a foot wrong. Coming into Graveyard, he gets it done perfect. He's still foot on the pedal. Goes into none, so he's just got a couple more corners to navigate, and this, my friends, will be the Tier 2 champion. Yeah, it's just been a remarkable season from them both. Broadstar having probably the season of his life. Broadstar coming in to the final. He is our Tier 2 champion. Uffenhof will bring it home in P3. I think Aussie will hold up to allow Uffenhof to finish home in P2. Coming over the line with the wing damage. Very well done from Uff. Aussie Monero taking out P3. Magic Shot will be P4 unless Joyful can get into 3 seconds. He does not. With Matif will come home in P6. Coda will finish in P7 with Gerbot. A very good drive from him, being a late, very late call up to reserve. So both Haas P7, P8. Aban very close into P9. So good drive from him. Tudor will be rounding out the top 10. Shifty closing in, but unfortunately not enough to catch Tudor. Just in front of Plugger. Plugger will drop because Formula Fish will get him. So Williams 11 and 12. Maxi Boy will come home P14. Spins over the line. Farmer Sam is reserving. Can Ozgo can't get him on the line? He does not. He does. He gets a P15. Farmer Sam P16 just reserving P17, and Poms being lapped in P18. And there you have it. Now I will try and do these interviews. I reckon I can do them. So let me just tag the drivers. I'll get the results first. So race winner, fastest lap, Formula Fish, driver of the day, Shifty Wizard, most overtakes is Tudor. There's no cleanest driver, so I assume everyone actually got a track limit. So you have Broadstar taking out the title in P1, Uffenhof in P2, and Aussie Monero rounding out the top 3 with a brilliant drive from Magic Shot rounding out the top 4. I'm just going to ping the drivers now and see if they want to join the comms box. All right, so we wait for everyone else to join in. We have one driver in here so far. Hopefully the others will join. So it was a pretty good race, only seeing one virtual safety car, which unfortunately did hold up the pack. There was unfortunately someone who's decided to either overtake under the safety car when they shouldn't have, and it's caused a massive pile up from P12 down. So it's unfortunate, but again, I don't think it's a red flagable, which it does suck, especially being the last race. Um, but always, yeah, as soon as you red flag, it always causes another incident straight after. But it's don't think it's looking likely we're going to get anyone else into the interviews. We've got one person in here, and it is our champion of Tier 2 in Broadstar. How you going, mate? How do you feel?
Um, I'm sweating. It was a very tough race. I just knew I couldn't bin it. Like I had all these thoughts in my head, like, oh, you're gonna fucking bin it, but nah, we brought it home, and yeah, that's what was really important today.
Yeah, no, it was a brilliant race between you and Uff. You guys just ran away pretty much from the start, lap two onwards. You guys had a second gap between you guys and P3, and then it just kept about between point 0.5 and point 0.2 the whole way around until Uff decided to try the undercut. Did work for about a couple of laps, and then you managed to put some absolute flyers in and catch the back and overtake, and pretty much looked like you never looked back. You seem to have the pace throughout qualifying as well, running a 14.721, if you don't mind. Um, but no, that was absolutely brilliant between you both. Again, like you both were sitting at the same amount of battery as each other the whole time. So it was hard to split the difference. It just looked like overall you had the better pace. I would say maybe the lower wings on the straight to help you win the title.
Yeah, it feels good. Lost words, but yeah, I noticed when Uff was struggling a lot with the rears, I knew it was time to put some pressure on and make him push towards me to close that gap. But battery management was good. Abyss did amazing at engineering. Yeah, you got to give props to Uff because he had, half the season he was dominating, dude, and it looked like he was just gonna take off, but I guess I locked in and caught him. So yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, no, it was a brilliant season by both of you guys. You both gapped the field by probably about 200 points, but it's not always pace that allows that. It's more probably the racecraft aspect as well. You both keeping it clean and tidy out of incidents every week, being able to put position after position like P1s, P2s, P3s, podiums every week helps. But yeah, brilliant season from both of you guys, and yeah, congratulations again for your championship, mate. Brilliant drive tonight. Couldn't fault both of you guys at all. Unfortunately, Uff just binned it out of turn one, but again, it was a very good battle between you both tonight.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, it's not looking like we're going to get anyone else in, but I'd just like to say congratulations to Uff for running home in P2. Unfortunate end, but again, a brilliant race from him. So I'm sure his TP will be proud. And Aussie Monero rounding out the top three with Magic Shot following close behind. So brilliant race from everyone tonight. A lot cleaner than, as I said, Tier 3 was, which is good to see. But yeah, that's all from Wallaby for Tier 2. So I was your host, Dynasty Sparrow.